So with all this talk about a refresh Model S coming out, we have decided to try to gamble a little bit and do a deposit on a new S in hopes that we can kind of lock in order at the cheaper price before they raise the price on a potential refresh, in hopes that we can kind of play the system a little bit. That sums up 2020. We are doing a $100 gamble on the refreshed Model S.
Whoa.
Let me explain what happened.
Oh, the cameras went like that.
Let me explain a little bit what I mean by that. We feel confident enough that there's going to be a refresh, given they've shut down S and X lines for 18 days. Very weird. Elon doesn't shut down lines. So something's got to be coming. We haven't been to the casino in a very long time. We've been very
Almost
good.
a year. Wow.
Almost a year. We've been very good with our money. There's really not been a lot to go on. We haven't been on any vacations really this year.
We've actually done quite well with Tesla stock, too.
Extremely well with Tesla stock. So we were like, hey, you know what? We're going to throw $100 and fart in the car, being that the deposit is non-refundable now.
Yeah, that's what it says. So basically, though, we're going to take a gamble. We're going to try to lock in. We've seen that in Europe. They raised the price several weeks back on the S and X.
5,000.
They raised the price, and it's quite unusual that they've raised the price because for the last couple of years, they've been lowering the price while adding new features.
Being that price increase happened for Europe, and there was a very odd situation around that. I guess somebody inquired and was told there's inventory models, which is a new car, for a discounted rate. And the reason they were raising prices is because there was more demand than they had the ability for.
Yeah,
and if you're
if you're raising
optional.
the price because of increased demand, then you're not going to be giving away those other inventory vehicles at a lower price.
Exactly. So that was sus. But the $5,000 increase, there's the 18-day shutdown. And even on Elon's letter, he talked about hopefully you have a chance to refresh with your family. It's time.
I think so. And it's been a while since we've seen any major changes last year in 2019, the beginning of the year, we did see Autopilot 3 hardware came out to the S and X. We also saw the Raven release with the upgraded air suspension as well as the increased range.
So there's got to be something new coming. So we are doing that $100 gamble here. So we went ahead and ordered a new long-range Model S, white, with the regular rims because we throw on T-Sport lines on all our cars anyway. So we don't need to get like any fancy rim. There's not a lot of choices. We just went with the white interior, which comes with like the black obese trim or whatever. We're going to switch that out for carbon fiber anyway. I don't really care for that look. So
assuming the dash doesn't change, because it's possible
I didn't even think of that.
Changes, we won't be interchangeable with these pieces.
Maybe we'll be able to buy.
I'm sure you can
from
buy
like a performance model,
as we've done in the past.
Exactly. So we'll change that out to carbon fiber one way or another. We'll figure it out. Then we just did full self-driving. There's really not a lot of options right now, but fingers crossed they come out with that new model and we're able to lock in the current prices for that newer model, which some people have been able to successfully do, and this is our test.
So typically when you put in your deposit and you enter into the contract, you're locked in at buying that model of car.
Yes.
If they change the car, you are still locked in at that old price. So that's one thing we've seen in the past, and we've actually taken advantage of it ourselves with some previous vehicle purchases. And in some instances it worked out for us, in other instances it didn't quite work out. Like last year when we bought the 2019 Model X, we knew that hardware Autopilot 3 was coming out, and we were among the first cars that had Autopilot 3 in it. Unfortunately, like less than 2 weeks later, they came out with the Raven Model X and S, and we missed out on those changes.
Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. We figured this is a $100 gamble. Hopefully we win. If we don't, Tesla gets that $100, but we've more than made up for that in stock, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. But fingers crossed, the things though we need. So there's a checklist of refreshed items that we need to be able to confirm our order and basically take delivery. One, we want to see that new horizontal screen.
Horizontal screen, but I'm hoping there still is something behind the steering wheel, like some sort of instrument cluster.
Yes,
it's possible.
It could be a lot smaller than the current one, but there's got to be something there. Some other things, I would like a refreshed or updated interior a little bit. Some new design lines, new materials maybe a different center console, much more like the new 2021 Model 3 has.
Yeah, something where you could charge 2 phones at once. Also maybe the ventilation that we see in the Model 3 and the Model Y.
100%. I don't know if they would do anything too much with the seats. I would love to see heated and cooled seats that don't suck like the previous ones. No pun intended. I would love to see maybe some massaging seats. I feel like they need to elevate the Model S and X to be able to keep up with like
they would
Lucid.
Have also like an extension for the seats. So
that would be nice
for,
too.
You know, longer length. For long road trips, it'd be nice if you could extend that out. I don't know if that's happening, but other cars such as Volvo do have that feature.
Exactly. I would like to see the sunroof come back.
Yes,
because I don't really want to lose that.
Yeah.
Some other things, I would like to see something extra on the exterior. I don't know if that's going to be like the full plaid mode. I actually doubt it's going to be that with like the wide fenders and everything. But maybe they could do like some new design lines or something, some kind of a refresh. And maybe it's going to be the front end looks more like the 3 and the Y.
I kind of like the look of the S though. So
I do.
Or maybe more like the Roadster instead of the 3 or the Y.
Okay, I feel that.
But also they could maybe update the headlights and the taillights and
Yes.
stuff. I mean, I don't mind them, but they could make them a little more modern and to match what we see on the 3 and Y. So another thing we might be seeing coming to the S and the X would be the heat pump, which we've seen coming out on the 3 and the Model Y.
Which can increase range actually quite drastically up to several percent, which in the grand scheme of it doesn't sound like a lot, but when you have a big battery like we already have, that can be 10, 20, 30 plus miles right there. Some things that we really have no idea on if they're gonna include or not, maybe new motors. I definitely know we'll see new motors come plaid, but maybe we'll see them a little early. You never know. Maybe Elon has been sandbagging the crap out of plaid and maybe we'll get plaid next month. That'd be awesome. I would love to see maybe a bigger battery. Whether that be the same cells with the new chemistry that they can fit more of, but maybe the new 4680s. But we do have an order in for a plaid. So if this current order refresh isn't what we expect or want, we'll just go ahead and forgo that 100 and have our eyes set on the plaid. So there's some requirements that we do have. Otherwise, we'll just go ahead and cancel that order, but fingers crossed that it's there. I guess that leads us to what's going to happen with this car if we end up getting a new one. So we have a couple different options. One, we could trade it in. And if we trade it in, we at least get the tax benefit. So we would only pay taxes on the difference in trade-in value from this car to the new one.
But depending on what the trade-in value is, it might be better to just sell it on our own.
Exactly, because we have done a lot to this car. We have carbon fiber seat backs. We have the new MCU. The new screen. This has the FSD computer in it. It has the better side repeater cameras. It has the full matte wrap. Selling privately might be the best bet for us. We haven't really explored the option because we want to see the refresh before we go that route. I really love this car and I would hate to see it go, but at the same point, if we can get it refreshed and maybe Scott can get this one, sell his, we can keep this in the family, that would be the perfect situation. I don't know, some things to think about. We just wanted to let you guys know because there's been a lot of talk about this refresh going around. So we kind of wanted to fill you guys in on what we're doing and where we're at. And hopefully we see something soon. And if we do, some Tesla's going to end up being sold because we don't have a bigger garage. And I don't know if we could add more levels. Probably not. Anyway, that's basically it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Definitely comment down below. What is your opinion on the refresh timeline? Do you think it's going to be sooner than later? Or do you think they're really not going to touch S until that plaid variant comes along?
Yeah, I'm hoping we'll see something as soon as next week because the factory's supposed to reopen end of next week, I believe.
Yeah, so, and leaks always happen. They always do. It's just a matter of when and who's going to leak it. But with all the employees coming back and cars starting to be manufactured for overseas, we have to hear something sooner than later if it's going to happen. Huge thanks to our channel sponsor though, Abstract Ocean. If you guys are interested in any accessories for your SX3 or Model Y, definitely check them out. I'll link down below, and using code Tesla Inventory will get you 15% off of your first purchase. Our two must-have accessories are definitely going to be a center console wrap or even that carbon fiber effect shell. It really helps protect that piano gloss black material that Tesla uses and create your Tesla your own, as well as a matte screen protector. It really helps cut down any glare from the sun as well as any fingerprints that you might get on it. As always though, a thumbs up if you enjoyed that video. Go ahead and click here to subscribe. here for some other ones, and we'll see you all in the next one. Bye.